Okay, well, 8 minutes. 5 to 7 was my guess. We did it in 8. I guess that it could be worse. So, can you hear me now? And we're back, yay! What? And, of course, the welcome sound bot, thinks it's a new stream, so it thinks you haven't been here before, so now it's going to greet you again the first time you type something in the chat if you have a welcome sound. And I gotta tell you, my list of welcome sounds that I want to do is longer than your arm. Dorothy! Dorothy! Hey, and we had 26 viewers before, and we're only down to 13. I think 50% loss from a total stream failure. That was not bad. I guess the silver lining is now everybody who follows will now get a second reminder notification that I'm alive. Soundtrack, 41 bits. Okay, good. Well, so we know that the alerts are working. Oh, and you know what we didn't... so here's another good test, another good silver lining test. Shortly after I closed the stream, Wills, hi, welcome. Happy to see you here, and very happy to have your 41 bits. Thank you very much, sir. CC131 or Cecil31. I'm going with CC. 131 followed us just after I had clicked the stop streaming button, so we didn't get an alert for that. So this is a good chance to test out whether or not I should be able. Yes, it works. I love it when things work the way they're supposed to. And so CC131, thank you so much for the follow. Happy to have you here. Spunda, thank you for the 100 bits. That's great. And as deeply grateful as I am for BitCheers subscriptions, any sort of income that comes into the stream, because I think I've mentioned my intention, and so far my following actions have been that any income that comes into the stream goes back into improving the stream and making things better. And the unfortunate episode that we just went through there has taken it out of my hands, if you will, and made for me a decision that I have been putting off finalizing for like more than a couple weeks. Something I've been thinking about for a couple months. Last couple weeks I've been kind of like right on the edge, and that was it. We're not having that again. So I run Microsoft Flight Simulator, so I do my simming on this adorable little laptop. When I discovered a year and a half ago, almost a year late, that Microsoft had come out of hiding and had relaunched Microsoft Flight Simulator, there was no computer in the house that was capable of running it. So I got the best thing I could afford at the time so that I would be able to just to use the flight sim. And that was I suppose a reasonably hot gaming laptop. It's way more souped up than any computer I've ever had, but it's a laptop. It's got a 3070, but without the TI, and it's got 16 gigs of RAM. Oh wait, or is it 8? Oh well, no wonder. It's only, oh no, that's 8 gigs of VRAM. I think it's got 16 of just plain old regular RAM. Anyway, and it was fine for my first year plus, almost year and a half of just simming. Then I started streaming, and it is able to run OBS and do the streaming while also running the simming most of the time. That's the first major crash we've had since just the first like week or two of when I started streaming back in November. But it is clearly stretched to its limit and occasionally beyond. So I think most of you who are here at this point know that after Sunday, 8 days ago, on Sim Caesar's channel with Peter Mooney Appreciation Day, y'all just, your outpouring of generosity was so ridiculous that in a stupor, I went and spent all that money on an incredible monitor, this 1440p double wide monitor that really is going to make simming and streaming at the same time like possible and even enjoyable. And I discovered that the laptop doesn't have a display port on it. Its only video output port is HDMI, which limits the bit rate and means that this super duper 240 hertz monitor, it can only run at 60 hertz because that's all the computer can push out to the monitor. So that, starting 9 days ago, kind of really got me thinking about, or thinking harder about what I had been thinking about for at least a month before that. And then this has all been a digression from, I could have just come out and said, okay, that's it. We're not having any more crashes like that. I'm going to have to knuckle down and get a gaming desktop. It's just the only sensible thing. I'm in a position financially, I will never be able to afford this computer. But I'm in a position financially at the moment where there's this chunk of change that I really shouldn't spend on a computer. But if I do, I'll be fine. It may take a little time to get fine, but it's not going to be a disaster. It'll just take a little time to recover from. And if I don't do it now while this particular chunk is in the bank, I'm absolutely certain it'll never happen. And we'll be struggling along on our little laptop that could, I think I can stream. So anyway, I've got one all picked out. One of those places that you a la carte pick your parts that you want, and then for $100 they put it together and ship it to you, and it's got a good warranty, and the price is I don't think it's more than $100 than what it would cost me to buy all the parts individually and cobble them together, and I'm just terrified of trying to Frankenstein together something of that level. So as soon as we're done streaming here today, I'm going to take a deep breath, maybe have a stiff drink, and then buy a desktop, and it'll probably take it a few weeks to get here, but yeah, it'll be great. 4090, no. I've heard so many different people and smart people who are like total computer nerds, like Kevo Zenji, like Pito Heat, at least one other super nerdy guy that I can't remember who, but I've heard a lot of people say that by the time OBS and MusFus and any of the apps that I use, by the time they're able to make use of the power of the 4090, the 5090s or maybe the 6090s will be out. It's just that, it's my understanding is it's more power than I need for what I'm doing. And I would have to take out a loan to get a 4090. But no, so there's a 4080 Ti that's really quite reasonably priced, and so that's the plan there, because I've read up on the Ti thing, and it looks like, given the rest of the setup, there might be some little 1% edge of advantage in the Ti, and the elbow. It's probably a joke, and I kind of feel like maybe we should get back to flying rather than figure that out. Is elbow something that I should know about, or are you making a joke? I can't tell, and I can't find my cursor. There it is. Let's get into the world map here, and the high end blows a lot of money for a short lead on the performance. Oh yeah, yes, okay, gotcha. Right. So where we were when we were so rudely interrupted was I had just discovered that, not expecting ATC coverage on Boston Center, I started set everything up for the stream, assuming we would be doing the planned prep and pre-fly for IFR 7, which is Keene to Hartford. So I had loaded in at Keene. And then the battery died, which would have been, and I had to reload in, which would have been a perfect time to catch the fact that we're actually going from Boston to Keene, and I didn't. But so we're going to look. Oh gosh, now I remember exactly where we were interrupted. I was giving a long speech about how I emulate Sim Caesar. I do my best to do when in doubt, I ask myself, WWSCD. And so it was only fitting then that a half hour into my stream is when I noticed I was loaded in at the wrong airport. So at any rate, that's the way that one went. So we're loading in at K-Boss now. Oh, soundtrack. I took it out of our to-do list because I found it. So I had so 2 weekends ago, I completely removed Microsoft Flight Simulator and everything related from the computer and just reinstalled the simulator, and then reinstalled only other things that were essential because I just wanted like a clean slate to begin, build from the ground up. And I couldn't find my Fly Tampa Boston that I paid $20 for and that I love, and that we've tweaked with settings till we got to the point where it didn't cause the sim to crash. And I couldn't find it. I looked everywhere that I ever buy add-ons, and then I remembered that, oh, that's right, they sell it directly. So I went to their website, and I couldn't get myself logged in. And at any rate, at one point I gave up. And then looking for something in Microsoft Flight Simulator in the, hey, Blackhawk 2000, welcome on in, and thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. Came to discover, went to the was in Microsoft Flight Simulator, went to the Content Manager to find something that had been uninstalled that I wanted to put back in place, and there it was. It was in the sim, in my Content Manager, but not installed. So now I have reinstalled it, and now if we come out here and look around, we should see, yes. So there is signature looking the way that it should. And then there's, is it Americans? Yeah, Americans maintenance hangar looking the way it should. And then over here, yes, there is the unmistakable Logan Tower in all its glory, looking exactly the way it should. So yay, we're back in Fly Tampa scenery, Fly Tampa brand scenery for Boston. Hey Derpex, good to see you. Thanks for coming by. Always happy to have you here. And there's Tony Taser. That sounds dangerous. Flying a P-38 around Logan. Whew. I'm almost scared. Okay. Let's see. I think I took the time in that 8-minute restart to do things properly. Yes, it looks like I did. So everything's cold and dark the way it should be. And we'll just get going again, sort of from where we started. I'm going to take 1 sec just to look over my checklist and make sure. So yes, we know welcome sounds are back on. We know the alerts, and well, if alerts are working, sound commands will be working. So that's fine. Don't need to look at that. Stream title didn't change. The dashboard, we got the FERS. Yes, VATSIM is still open. Slobs connected. VPilot's open. The METAR, I'll get the METARs aren't open, but I'll get those in a sec when we come to that. OBS is open. Oh, I did not reopen my little system resource monitor over here. And I do like to have that just because it reassures me. So how are we doing? Yeah, 80% on the GPU and 30% on the CPU, 87% of VRAM and 74% of RAM. All that for 30 frames per second. Yep, definitely buying a new computer tonight. Okay, back to the checklist. Yep, I think that's everything. So I'm going to close the checklist. So it's not using any resources. VPilot's there. Flight recorder is open but not running. We'll cross that bridge if we get to it. I hope we get to it. So yeah, I think that's, hey, he Drippy here. Happy to have you as always. And look, Planet Neutral as well. Good to see you. And he Drippy did, wait a minute, does not for some reason, he Drippy didn't get an auto shout, and I was sure I had added he Drippy to the auto shout list. Yeah, so, soundtrack, soundtrack, you don't need to take a note. That list is right here now and couldn't be easier for me to access, and won't take 10 seconds to just do an add, and he Drippy. Let it search, confirm that that's how it's spelled. Do one of these. And not there, that goes there. And submit, and that's in. So he Drippy, it's not gonna, the bot's not gonna shout you out today because it only does things the very first time you say something in the chat in the course of a stream. But in future, the bot now knows that you are a streamer, and so when you come in and say something, it will tell everybody to follow you. And did the plane command not work? Hang on, that should be working. Now I'm concerned about the stream elements. Oh, for those of you who were here before our meltdown and restart, the giveaway was not affected by that in any way. It's still open, still running. Still only 9 people have gotten themselves into the giveaway. 21 tickets among 9 people. So definitely type !ticket for a ticket to the giveaway. It'll tell you if it gives you one. If it doesn't give you one, then it means you've already entered. And you can enter up to 5 times. And you can do, I don't care how you do that. You can enter !ticket 5 times. There's no cooldown anymore. Or you can type !ticket space 5, and that will give you all 5. Although if you already got 2 and you try !ticket 5, it'll say you don't have the, you can only get the, so if you've already done 2, then you have to do !ticket space 3 to get you up, whatever. You can do the math, and I'm going to not talk about that anymore because I was doing something else. Oh yeah, 14 people now, 34 tickets are pouring in. And we're giving away 1 free subscription to the Peter Mooney channel. If you're a winner and you're already subscribed to the Peter Mooney channel, we'll give you a free subscription to any channel on Twitch that offers subscriptions, and that's the plug for the giveaway for this half hour. And something's happening. Oh! Alrighty then, House 75 in the house. Welcome. Happy to see you here. Oh, and Jeffrey, I'm glad you're back. Oh, and Gold Public, thank you for coming by. Good to see you here. I appreciate it. Yes, I think that's all the repeat preliminaries out of the way. And like I said, we got a good, an actual, Muse sticks. Glad you're home from work, bud. I'm sure you are as well. Was it a day? All right. I can't imagine doing what you do. I would think every day would be a day. But we should talk about that sometime when it's just you and me. But that's not what I want to do. What I want to do is, I'm trying to think what I want to do here. Oh yeah, I know what I want to do. I want to go out here where I can grab the EFB and then come in here where I can turn on the GTN 750. Hello, thank you. Because then we can go, hello, go away, please go away, thank you. We can come out here and do get rid of the yokes, and we can do our, so yes, this will be the 3rd time today. No, not weather. I'm going to keep live weather, but it'll be the 3rd time today. We're going to fill these tanks. If you weren't watching before, I was saying I just love how when I fill the tanks, you actually see the plane, the weight shift. Boom. That just tickles me. Yeah, there we go. Good. So now we can run our before start checklist again. Yay. Controls. He said getting his feet on the pedals. Let's see. We got ailerons. We got elevator. We got rudder. Controls are free and correct. Boop. Oh, that's why that. No. Oh, come on. Thank you. Thank you, Microsoft Flight Simulator. Camera crappy controls. Controls free and correct. Trim set for takeoff. I got to get in pretty close to be able to see where I like to put that, which is about there. Trim. Flaps are up. Oh, again, I got to scroll my checklist a little bit. That's better. Trim set for takeoff. Flaps are up. I can see that from here. Speed brakes still retracted. Yes, lovely. Parking brake on. I'm always suspicious of the parking brake. No, come on. There we go. Okay, yes. Parking brake on. Fuel selector. Still on the left. And we're once again on the left side of the clock like we were an hour ago when we were at this point. Prop. Forward. Oh, wait. Throttle closed. Prop full forward. Mixture idle cut off. Altimeter set. There it goes. I'm going to let it do that automatically. Master, alternator, and avionics all off. Switches are all off down here. Are they all off up there? They're all off up there. Breakers not modeled in Carnado. Gear is down. That's before start. Engine start checklist. Throttle. Full open. Mixture rich. That's the one we missed the first time. Master on. Alternator on. Master caution off. Hello? Thank you. Annunciator test. Annunciator? I just met her. Beacon on. Fuel pump on. Throttle back to idle. Check outside. Clear prop. I see you over there, you inclined American. And then we can turn on the mags. And varoom. We're off to the races. Excellent. Wait, are we? Ooh, my engine. Are you hearing airplane sounds? They're very, very quiet for me. Yeah, it looks on the strip like you're hearing them okay. I think I gotta probably adjust my... Pardon me while I reach back here. I just need to adjust what I'm hearing a little bit, I think. So what are we doing? All right, we're doing the after start checklist. So that's throttle 800-ish, so we're a little high on that. Hello? There it goes. Oh no. Hello, Crackle, my old friend. Bear with me a moment while I check on the setting that I thought was fixing that. And see, but it may have, when I restarted, it may have reverted to where it was before, but I want to know for sure. It did resort to, oh, and it's also when I'm not hearing things that, but if I do that, then yes, now, now the level in my monitor is back up, and we should not hear that, that little crackly thing. It has to do with whether or not audio is being fed through the graphics card. Because apparently, since I'm stressing out this 3070 card to its absolute max, it's apparently when it gets like really hot and stressed and it's got the audio running through it, that is apparently, my best understanding, that's the most likely source of that that crackling thing that we get intermittently. So, and I for some reason my monitor level changes and I can hear things when when it's not going through the video card as well. Okay, where were we? We did beacon, fuel pump, throttle. Okay, yeah, no, that's the engine start. We're on after engine start. So throttle 800-ish. Oil pressure in the green. We should have checked that as soon as it was running. Voltmeter. We're required to use most of live weather for doing this challenge flight, but we're not required to use live time. So was there any point in the day when it was at least bright enough to see the panel? Yeah, it looks like the morning might have been bright enough. So here we go. We are on volt ammeter. That's charging the battery. That looks good. Suction. We got 4.4 inches mercury in vacuum pressure, which is not a lot of suction, but it's clearly sufficient suction to cause our instrument to become erect, because that's what has happened down here. Fuel pump can come off now. And then what's after fuel pump off? Engine instruments, they are all looking fine. Oil temperature is going to take a while to come up due to the cold weather outside, but that's fine. Fuel flow indicator right at about 1 gallon an hour, which is what you'd expect just in low idle. Avionics master can now come on, and hopefully we will see our GTNX i750 from TDS light right up, and yes, there it is. And on that we want to set the transponder to standby, so that means going through these screens. I still got to figure out why you're not getting TAWS system test okay. Oh yeah, I do. I think our instrument Mustics, our gyroscopic instruments, when we start cold and dark, it's all like flopped over, but then once suction is applied, it becomes erect. That's what the POH says. It's right in the pilot's operating handbook. Instrument becomes erect. Excuse me. So we made it almost 4 months. We had 3.5 months before I ever had my first sneezing fit on the stream. That's a lot longer than I expected to get. Mad Meredith, hey, welcome on in. Good to see you here. So we are now, okay, and here's our message that this is indeed licensed to me. I did not steal this copy of the Garmin GTNX i750 from TDS. So then we're waiting. It's going to give us one more message to remind us that the update we downloaded and installed 4 days ago is available. So that's also helpful. New Orleans delivery. Blue 464 87 clearance to Orlando International. Well, cool. I'm glad clearance came on. Oh, wait, first ever clearance delivery is this one, New Orleans delivery. Oh, so you're asking if that's so Captain Monbo, with the top-down coverage, if there's a frequency listed for New Orleans delivery, then that's what you want to say. But if it's the case where there's a person on New Orleans ground who is covering delivery, even though they're going to be pretending that they're the delivery person, you still address them by what position they're actually working. So that call would be fine, except instead of New Orleans delivery, you want to say New Orleans ground, because that's who you're... Or if ground has gone offline and tower is the lowest person down the food chain who's on, then it would be New Orleans tower. Again, if everybody local went off and the only person on where you are is center, then you would say New Orleans center, even though what you're calling for is clearance delivery. Ground is currently online. Yeah, so... And then... JetBlue 464, clearance delivery does not care where you are. So that's extra. They probably won't complain if you say it, but they don't need that information. So, no, it really is just, so if ground is on New Orleans ground, JetBlue 464, IFR to Orlando that's really all you need to say. In the interest of making your calls as concise and as few words as possible, which doesn't make a big difference if there's only a few people on frequency in a not very populated area. But if you're in a VATSIM event in Boston or New York where the frequency is just like boom, 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 it's really important for your calls to be concise and as few words as possible. And so my way of thinking is it's just a good idea to get in that habit when you're in the more relaxed environment. So I would, my call would be New Orleans ground, JetBlue 464 IFR to Orlando. Because that's all they need to pull up your flight plan and start talking to you and giving you your clearance. Then ground, because you're about to move, they're going to give you a taxi clearance. They need to know where you are. So then after when you're ready to taxi and you call up New Orleans ground, JetBlue 464, or actually you're probably going to call for push and start before you call for taxi. But they're going to, but ground needs to know, ground and tower need to know where you are, but clearance doesn't. Okay. But enough about your flight. We're going to talk about my flight. Okay, we're blinking here, which means we again have our little unneeded reminder that the download we've already downloaded is available. So let's do our flight plan. As we saw before, our first waypoint is Manch. And I'm not going to pull up all those documents again because those of you who were here before already saw them. And so I'm not going to take the time or the system resources to pull that up. Our destination is Dillon Hopkins in Keene, New Hampshire, so that comes right up. And then what I was about to say when I noticed in our previous segment that we were departing Keene instead of departing Boston is that what I learned about the GTN XI 750 here is that we can actually go ahead and put because we know, so ordinarily in a real life flight we wouldn't necessarily know this, but because this is a preset flight for this BVA Wings IFR flight challenge, we already know that we're going to be doing the ILS runway 2 approach into Keene. So we're going to go back out to the main menu here in the 750 and go into procedures, and we're going to do the Logan 4 departure. But I don't think there's really any. Oh, right. That's why I don't ever bother with that in here, because again, the database in my one big complaint about the TDS GTN XI 750 is that the database is now a year and a half old. So it has the Logan 2 departure, which is probably pretty similar to, since then there was for some time a Logan 3 departure, and now the real world is on the Logan 4 departure. So we're not going to load a departure that's at least a year out of date. But so we can go back. So departure, no, and there's not an arrival into Keene, but there is the ILS-2 approach, and that's the one we want to pull up in here. And there it is, and it defaults to vectors as the transition to final, but we are also not doing that. We are doing, as we looked at the training materials before, we're going to do the KHOW transition, and it's just confirming that we want to fly this course reversal, is what Garmin is calling that hold in lieu of procedure turn, and so we're going to confirm yes, we want to fly that, and that's all we need. I've wasted a lot of time trying to find out what this channel ID thing is here, and I think that's actually for military aircraft. I don't think it really applies to us at all. So now, then here's the thing that I learned more recently as I've been trying to RTFM on this GPS and on IFR procedures in general and learning approach plates. But what I learned about the GTN 750 is we can load the approach now. Loading it is different from activating it. All that loading it does, so if I scroll up here, our route is still where it was, untouched. Following up, I think that's right. It's TACAN, which, as far as I know, if anybody's still using TACAN, it's the military, maybe. I don't think there's civilian application for it. I could be wrong. I often am. But, so our original flight plan is still here, Boston, with waypoints at Manchester and Keene, and then landing at Keene. And the magenta parenthesis over here tells us that that's the active leg in this flight plan. And so then down here below that, our approach has been loaded, and we can see all the steps of it, but it's in no way activated. So The approach is going to start with entering a hold at KHOW, doing that procedure turn, then proceeding to, again, swans, which on the BVA training materials, it says swans, and this 1.5 out-of-date database calls it swans. But when we look at the current chart, it's still in the same place at the same altitude, this waypoint or intersection, but the name has changed. It's now called Jergy. So there's that. And then this approach is down to runway 2, and so that's the whole thing. And then there's actually the missed approach is also down here waiting for us in case we need it. But none of that is active, nor will it become active until we activate it. And there are a few different ways that we can activate it. I learned about those just a couple days ago. If we're on, when we get to the point in the flight plan where it's this Keene waypoint to Keene Airport, where this has the magenta for the active leg, while we're within that, if I actually just use the direct to function and tell it direct to KHOW, that will actually activate the approach and get it going. I didn't know that either, but that's an alternate way of activating it. Okay, so at any rate, that's our flight plan in and ready to go. This is us on the ground at Boston, and yep. So let's go take a quick look at the weather. Kevo's NG. Well, Kevo, I hear I'm a big proponent of it because, my favorite thing about it is just that entering frequencies is just so gloriously easy, and in any other GPS or radio that I've tried, it's a living hell. So, that's the huge thing. It definitely makes it worth the trade-off of out-of-date data. And I'm sure for the vast majority of the flying that I will do, having out-of-date nav data is not going to make a big difference. It's just that most of the flights I've been doing recently for this BVA program, I do need current data, and so that's why it becomes a problem. And yeah, I think for the price I paid for it, they ought to be able to spring for at least once. They should be able to work out some kind of licensing deal. Drippy, no, it is not the PMS 50. This is the TDS GTNXI 750, because the at least the freeware version of the PMS doesn't do things that we need, like this procedure that we're doing. And so I guess there's the subscription version of the PMS, but I evaluated and chose what I thought was the better deal. And still think that it probably is. Yeah. Oh, hey, it did do it. Okay, that's awesome. Excellent. Do I read back the route when getting clearance? Oh, yeah. If when you call for clearance and he reads the route to you, yeah, you need to read back to him everything that he read to you, preferably in the order in which he gave it to you. Absolutely. And then he'll say, read back correct. And you're done. So here we are on the ground at Boston. And right, I was going to get the weather just to find out what's going on to find out what runways to expect. Because then we can call for, actually, we could call for our clearance. You know what? Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and call for our clearance before we even bother figuring out what runway to expect, because Center is still the person who went online 2 hours ago. And if he's not planning to be online for another hour, he may say he's not able to accommodate me for doing this wings flight today. So let's go ahead and connect vPilot and give him a call and see if we can do this today. Hold on. Okay. Okay, so that's connected. We got Boston Center 13470. So let's put that in here. 347. I think I could have done that. Hey, there we go. That's them.
Clear to Hartford as filed. Once inside controlled airspace, proceed direct Gardner. Maintain 6,000. Expect 10,000. Squawk 3541.
I
Domestic
have.
is wings IFR 7. Thanks a lot. 5 Juliet Bravo.
I was about to say
Oh, back correct. Wings IFR 7 is approved.
that
Are
that
you ready for
sounds
action now?
that sounds an awful lot like
5 Juliet Bravo.
5 Juliet
Releasing
Bravo.
departure at 2159 Zulu. Clearance avoid if not off within 5
Bear
minutes.
bear with me.
Report airborne this frequency.
It's not.
Change approved.
Okay. You know,
Airborne this frequency change approved. 5 Juliet Bravo.
maybe it's just me.
Delta 4 Charlie Oscar at AB. Cleared less runway 27 approach.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people talking on this frequency right now. Oh, and oh, my bad. Before I can call him for an IFR clearance, I got to have a flight plan in here. And oof, ooh-wee. Busy, 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 busy. Pretty sure. Yep, I've got a flight plan already written for this. That. Hang on. There we go. So, yeah, let's see. Are we gonna, you know what? Let's come back over here and not listen to them till we're ready to. Oh, there we go. So, my setup where you can see my flight plan, that's not working. I'll get that fixed before Thursday. But, so I'm doing an IFR flight plan here. Boston to Keene with Gardner as an alternate departure time. Was optimistic for, so it's now 2200. Let's put 2215 in here for a placeholder. Time and route, I got 50 minutes, 5 hours of fuel, cruising at 150 knots. 6,000, we're going west. East is odd, but west is even odder, so west is even. So that's right. I got a route in here, Mansion, then Keynn, Keene. IFR number 6, streaming the flight. This is all ready to go, so I am going to click File, Flight Plan, and it says Flight Plan filed. So that's good. So now we can go back to this super busy frequency and wait our turn.
Number 535 Tango Bravo. Maintain VFR at or below 2000. Remain west of the runway. Trade left at extended center line.
At below 2000, west of 3 left at extended center line for 535 Bravo.
Boston Center, Mooney 8080 Alpha, IFR clearance to Keene for wings IFR number 6.
Alright, 080 Alpha. Say again.
IFR clearance to Keene, Kilo Echo November for wings IFR number 6.
You are at Boston, correct?
Yes, sir.
Then I contact Boston ground 121.9.
121.9, thanks. Well, didn't see that. There it is, staring me in the face. If it had been a snake on ground, it would have bitten me. Oh, a snake on ground. I didn't even mean that one. That one just kind of slipped out. Oh, hey, Arctic Tern is here. Welcome on in. Good to see you, sir. I'm just here messing up on VATSIM. I should change the stream title to "Messing Up on VATSIM." So ground is indeed on at 121.9er. Lovely. So Captain Monbo, if you're still on, that was that thing I was talking about not wasting ATC's time with unnecessary calls. Ha ha. Okay. Well, it sounds nice and quiet here on 121.9er, doesn't it? That's kind of nice. I guess we'll give him a call. Let me cough and then we'll call. that's the coffin call. Hey, Scruffy Tam, thank you for stopping. Thank you for stopping by. I don't know about that, Scruffy. We shall see. But it's nice and quiet here, and so yeah, we'll just give it a try. Boston Ground Mooney 8080 Alpha IFR clearance to Keene for wings IFR number 6.
November 8080 Alpha Boston Ground to low clearance request. I'll call you back.
8080 Alpha. I could have just said Roger. I don't know why I didn't. Yeah, Scruffy, it's working beautifully. Thank you so much for helping me get that set up. Yeah, I mean, I was afraid it was going to be an either or with the auto shouts or the welcome sounds, but it works perfectly fine for those people who already have a welcome sound. It does both, and as I'm able to add welcome sounds, it will do both for those people if they're also a streamer with a shout out, or it won't shout them out if they're not a streamer but they have a welcome sound. So it's all working beautifully. Oh yeah, so that makes sense that it would be clearance on request because sender has to be on for the duration of our flight in order to grade us with a pass-fail. Nobody below sender can actually approve doing the flight because sender might be planning on going offline 20 minutes from now, in which case they have to tell the ground controller, it's like, no, sorry, that's not available today. So he's, at the very least, has made the request of sender, who already knew it was coming because I mistakenly called him first. Alert. What? Well, that would explain why I didn't hear it. What on earth is up with that? And, well, it didn't wait, so it didn't something. Oh, sorry, that's me scrolling the wrong thing. It didn't appear in. That's so weird. So that's not coming back to us. Something is not working in the Stream Elements activity feed. Because it's so, I mean, I see your gifted sub in the Twitch activity feed, but Stream Elements mimics a copy of the Twitch activity feed, and they're identical up to that point. So for some reason, your gifted sub didn't register in Stream Elements, and this gives us something to do while we're waiting for our clearance. Although another thing I could be doing. Here we go. Ready, 80 Alpha.
November 80 Alpha, cleared to the Dillon Haunt. The correction. Cleared to the Keene Airport via the Logan 4 departure. Radar vectors match then as filed. On departure, maintain 3000. Departures with center 134.7 squawk 0010.
Cleared to the Keene Airport via Logan 4. Radar vectors managed then as filed. 3000. Departure on 134.7. Squawk 0010.
November 8080 Alpha, the reback is correct. It is Romeo, is current advised, ready for taxi. Expect only 33 left.
Expect 33, calling for taxi. Thanks, 8080 Alpha.
American 471 on Charlie Crossing.
Wait, he said expect 3 what left? Must have had to have been 3. I heard 30 left, but there's not a 30 left. Is there? There's a 31 left, isn't it? I don't know. We will look at that in a second, and I'm gonna swap him back out for something quiet while we assimilate that information and put it together. 20 go to 10. Yes, soundtrack, if you could, I guess just remind me to check out that non-playing. That's really weird. We'll have to dig into that, but let's do it later. And Soundtrack, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Scruffy Tam. That's absolutely super. That's super duper. Where are we going? We're going to go to the scene where you can see my browser, even though this is where we were when everything went went to worms before. But we're gonna go to SkyVector and just reopen all the tabs we're gonna need for this because that's what we're doing. And we're gonna start with, let's start here. And does it still have, yeah, Boston King? Yes, it still has our flight plan. That's very nice that didn't go away. And that's probably almost big enough to see it. So now, let's get the airport diagram for Boston, because that'll help us with taxiing. Scotty Bob, welcome on in. Very nice to have you here. Okay, so there's Boston airport and departure. Then we need Keene. First, we're going to need the ILS runway 2, and then we're going to need the airport diagram for taxiing back in there. So that's all of that. Then over here, oh snap, I don't know what that was, but let's get ATIS KBOS. I know there are more efficient ways of doing this part of it, and I'm going to implement them at some point, but not right away. Well, oddly enough, that's exactly what I did about an hour ago that caused the sim to crash. Wow. I'm still, well, now all you have is the ATIS up there. You don't have me. Let me come back where we can discuss this. I don't know. At this point, I don't know what to do. Hey, Scrappy Tam, if you're still here, it's been an interesting day. We got almost this far in setting up to do this flight before when my sim crashed. And surprise, surprise. It is just. Hi, Barbecue Beef. Welcome on in. I always forget that there's that line at the end of that one. So happy you could join us, Barbecue Beef, just in time to see me go down in flames and ignominy. Where is the oh wait, oh no, it's the Planet Neutral. Oh, is that so? Is that a timing thing, Planet Neutral? Was it just like moments after you appeared the first time that we had the first crash? Can I pin this on you? I'm generally, I work with Sim Caesar, so I'm really used to being the one who's to blame for everything. But you know, I kid because I love. Yeah, I can't get back from vacation. So, Scotty Bob, you missed the bonus stream. Yeah, he took the Pilatus 12 from Aspen down to Denver Centennial earlier today. There's a VOD. If you stick around here and watch me maybe fail a third time to get this flight off the ground, or there's actually plenty of time to go watch the VOD of Sim Caesar's bonus stream today before T-Tail Tuesday starts in about an hour and 45 minutes. I see. I was not aware of the Planet Neutral curse, but I'm glad to know about that. And Soundtrack, could you just go ahead and ban Planet Neutral? So we've got enough of that around here as it is. So yeah, that is an hour and 45 minutes, and it's been taking us an hour, and this is a 45 to 50-minute flight. I really don't think we have time to get the flight in, even if I restart everything as quickly as possible. This is bitterly disappointing for me. Should I just restart the sim and just jump in someplace pleasant and have a little short fly-along flight somewhere? Do people want to fly along anywhere? Money on Rage. Oh, was that you on ground? It was a familiar voice, but I didn't look to see who. Oh, I think that is you. I'm getting to know the people who control in Boston. So that is, yeah. I'm gradually getting to know the people who control in Boston, which has been great. There's a lot of really cool people who are part of BVARTCC. But there are those who stream, and I don't know. So far, I don't think there's anybody whose Twitch streamer name matches their VATSIM username. And so it's kind of like I love meeting new people and getting to know them and learning names. And in this case, I'm having to learn 2 names for each person and then remember which one goes with which one. And so but I thought that voice sounded familiar. And now that I see that name in VATSpy along with this name in Twitch, I think I will remember that one from now on. And, wait, no, don't do it. No, don't do what? I think you can. Totally on brand for you. Try to redo everything you just did just to see if it'll CTD. Well, yes. So yeah, I will. I think I can do that kind of stress test without streaming, because in OBS there's that thing where you can turn off the live stream, but it's still like sending to as if it were, so that you can stress test for bandwidth. So yeah, I'll probably do that, but not dragging 35 people along with me for the pleasure of a stress test. And I was about to say, Scruffy Tam, that was the other thing. So the when it crashed the first time, and I had to restart everything from the ground up. That's what finally pushed me over the fence. For 2 weeks, I've been putting off a decision to buy a gaming desktop, because clearly simming and streaming on this, albeit super duper souped up gaming laptop, it's clearly just pushing it to, and in these cases, maybe beyond its abilities. So that being said, yeah, Money on Rage, there might be, do you like how I read your lyrics? Yes. Oh, I loved I loved getting my clearance back. The only thing, yes, it was that was the pace at which it was all I could do to get enough jotted down for each element that I could read that element back. And also, when I was done, after you had said read back correct, I had expect 3-0 left, and I'm pretty sure there's not a 3-0 left, and that must have been 3-1 left, because I know 3-2 is the little one way over on that side, and then I think the little one on that side is 3-1 right, and the really big one down the middle is 3-1 left. But so so that was not. I think I said 3-1 left in the read back, because I looked at the paper and saw 3-0 left, and my brain was quick enough to say, don't say that. But at any rate, it's so quiet. Right. Oh, well, yeah, twice that speed, I would have been asking you to repeat things, so it wouldn't have saved time. There's that. And yeah, I would need to wrap up. So it's 3:15 now. It's 5. So my time currently 5:15. 6:15. Yeah, it would just really be pushing it, and would mean me getting no break between this and the next thing, and I really do like to have at least a short one, if possible. So yeah, I think what will make me happy and may also make others happy is, and given that Crafty Aviation is planning to be providing coverage on Thursday at this time. So that was kind of the plan anyway. I think it would be worth setting a goal of, on Thursday, actually do IFR 6 and IFR number 7 in one stream, provided I can start the stream up and get in the air quickly enough that we have time to do both flights. because the number 7 flight is also not particularly long. So, what about a little fly along? I think I'm going to not restart the PC, but just restart. I'm going to close the browser since that's where we were when things went south, and I don't feel too terribly bad about having just disconnected from VATSIM without a word. I mean, I don't. So money on range. What's in terms of etiquette? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's fine when you have a SIM crash and you decide not to come back and resume. There's no need to relaunch vPilot and reconnect and go in and say, sorry, I'm gone. Is there? That's just extra work for everybody, right? Scotty Bob, you goof. Okay, so here comes the sim restarting. I think the fun thing to do would just be to pick a short fly-along flight somewhere. Spundot, got anything up your sleeve? Or Mustix, got anything up your sleeve? Someplace that's short and fun and would look nice at sunset. Sorry for the coughing again. Let me get a little bit of hydration going here. Oh my. Yes, continue in normal mode, because whatever it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. New York to Paris. That would be lovely. That's Paris, Connecticut, right? It's just the other side of the river. It should be about 30 miles. It's fine to just disconnect. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, I would have to, after the Sims restarted, then I'd have to reopen vPilot and log. I would have to restart the Sim and then load in at Boston again, even though I'm not going to do another flight from there. Right? So anyway, Paris, Ontario, Mustix on the laptop thing, like how souped up. Yeah, Planet Neutral, not even that souped up. I mean, it was so. I didn't even find out that Microsoft Flight Simulator had come out from its dark cave from 10 years before and launched Microsoft 2020. I didn't find out about that until 2021. Yeah. So, I mean, it had been out for at least a year before I even knew it existed. And at that point, there was no computer in the house that was up to running it. And so I needed to, I needed the least expensive thing that would run Microsoft Flight Simulator. So it's a reputable gaming laptop. It's a Razer 15. It's a 3070. I didn't spend the extra money on the TI at the time because I kind of thought I wouldn't need it and it might not make that big a difference. But, it's only got 16 gigs of RAM with 8 gigs of VRAM and, a 2 terabyte drive that's already full because Microsoft. And, it's an i7. So not really all that souped up. But, and it served me perfectly well for just Microsoft Flight Simulator. And if I wasn't trying to stream, it would probably also continue to serve me reasonably well, at least for the foreseeable future. But I think it's the simming and streaming simultaneously on that one laptop that's just putting it over the edge. And, I've been coveting a gaming desktop for a long time and for a couple months, kind of thinking about maybe, and then just over the last couple of weeks thinking, yeah, probably, and then today just decided it's like, okay, do it now or you'll never do it. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. So is there a Paris, Ontario, really? Or, on your way home okay, called Neva, safe trip home. And hope to catch you later on in the evening after you're home, maybe after dinner. Stream locally, record on a single upper mid PC. Crash B-side issues until I dial my settings back to high across the board. That's interesting. Jeremiah Denton or Romeo Niner. So let's look at, for Romeo. I think it'll be easier to load in, to do it this way and then swap the arrival and departure for Romeo Niner. Ooh, okay. And that's not seaplane, it's a regular runway, right? Yeah, it would say seaplane if it wasn't, right? 2 terabytes of memory. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's scaring me. Now, is that... See, I know so little about all of this tech side of things. So there's like VRAM, that's like RAM that's on the video card. It's video RAM, is that right? But then there's also just like plain old regular RAM that's like your on the motherboard and or associated with the central processor. It's the RAM that gets used for everything other than. And so yeah, I don't remember the specs of the one I'm looking at, but it's got a ton of both. So let's see. So Dauphin Island. I'm guessing. Well, actually, given where we are, probably some of the residents actually do pronounce it properly as Dauphin. Oh, and Gulf Shores. I feel like I've been in this region. Are we near? Are we near that place I've been? Fort Walton. That's Florida by the time we get over there. But are we near Biloxi at all? Oh, there's Slidell. I have definitely been in there. In New Orleans. Wait, Biloxi's east of New Orleans, isn't it? Why am I not seeing Biloxi along here somewhere? Mobile. So Florida, Alabama, and there's Biloxi right there. And look, it has an airport. So how far are these two apart if we were to maybe depart Biloxi and go 45 nautical miles is not far. What's this POI? There's a fort. Should we go look at the fort? How is this looking? We're near Pensacola. Edwards Air Force Base. I was only 15 minutes. Well, this isn't like too long, is it? If we add that, what does that take us up to? 60 miles. That don't take no time at all in the Mooney. Yeah. Well, so I don't know though. This looks like a lot of water for a route. I mean, or it's just along these kind of long, skinny islands. Should we do that, or should we? What happens if we go? There was another POI, but that's all the way up here and then down that coast. I don't know. What do y'all think? We could. We could maybe go from Daphne and then check out, what is this thing up here? Is that, oh, it's the USS Alabama. Well, that might be cool. Barbecue beef, yes. Dauphin. I don't know, and I can't make a decision. I'm brain dead. Let's just do this. This is going to be in sight of land over here. Let's do this right here. So, Soundtrack, since you seem to know the syntax for editing commands, he doesn't know the difference between VRAM and regular RAM, and he can't remember command syntax. But maybe you could put in change the route command to be KBIX. Bravo India X-ray to you're way ahead of me, way ahead of me. Fort Massachusetts, is that the name of it? Oh yeah, it says it right up here. Okay, well in that case, I just won't worry my pretty little head about this anymore, and I'll just click fly and we can get loaded in there. Hey Mariner, Hallie is here. Good to have you. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. We just got loaded in and all set up, spent about an hour getting set up for the BVA Wings IFR number 6, and then had a sim crash. So I completely I ended the stream, completely shut down the computer, restarted the computer, got everything going again, restarted the stream, loaded into Boston again, got everything set up to do IFR number 6 again, and had another sim crash. So, yeah, and Mariner Hallie if you like, since things are getting on in the day or in the stream, since we're not going to be here that longer, you're allowed up to 5 tickets. And if you like, you can, if you do exclamation point ticket space the number 4, it will then give you the remaining 4 that you can have up to that maximum of 5. And the same applies for everybody else. So we're giving away one free subscription to the Peter Mooney channel. If you're a winner and you're already subscribed to the Peter Mooney channel, we'll give you a free subscription to any channel on Twitch that offers subscriptions. And right, so you can have up to 5 entries. Dragon, hello again. Good to see you again. And you can right. So it'll tell you if you enter a ticket command and it does nothing, it will say nothing. It should respond to you, either telling you that it has given you whatever number of tickets you asked for, or it may tell you you already have the maximum number of tickets. So that's we're going to find a way to streamline all of that and make it a lot easier. I'm not going to bother switching to the I was about to say I'm not going to bother switching to the GTN, to the TDS, because this should have our route in here, but it's got our route from the previous flight. What is up with that? If I go up here to the VFR map, does it have it? Hello? Yes. So that's got our route. Okay. So we're just going to ignore the GPS in the plane, and if we need the VFR map to tell us where to go, we will look at that. So we'll take those off for now. Oh, and because I didn't shut down properly with the sim crash, everything's already going here. We've loaded in, all set to go. Oh, wait a minute. That's only supposed to come on if I turn it on, and I didn't. I just was going around here like this. Sorry. I'm sure that's not a very pleasant view. Have we got other folks loading in here? Anybody who wants to fly along? By all means, join in, or I'll just fly this route, and we'll take it from there. I think I've got the I think I have gamer tags turned on. And okay, Spundot's coming along. Barbecue Beef's going to go along. All right, that's great. All right, I'm in no rush. There's obviously stuff in here I could be checking. I could be, first of all, I think till we get off the ground, let's just make it light enough to see what's going on inside the plane here. La-di-da, there we go. Barometer set, that looks good. I'm having one of those devil may care days where I'm just like not even doing checklists, because I can do it from memory, and we'll be fine. Fine, it'll be fine. We'll be fine. Well, let's get a little closer view of we're there with the trim. That trim is. That's interesting. The trim came back set where I left it as well, which was just a little bit up of where it defaults to. Okay, so that looks good. There's somebody. To get far enough away for the name tag to appear. There is Spundot, ready to go. We'll give Barbecue Beef another moment or two. Barbecue Beef is probably being a serious, responsible adult and loading in not on the runway. Oh, hey! Tabletop Android, welcome on in. I almost said your first name, but you use your first name. I mean, everybody calls you by your first name, right? So it's fine. I'm not doxing you if I use your first name, right? At any rate. Tabletop Android. Oh my gosh, that's what I will do while we wait for Tabletop Android to come in, is go over to Chatbot, where I'm surprised I forgot to do that shout-out thing. So Tabletop Android. There's not anything weird about that spelling, is there? No, it's all spelled just like that. We'll do the search. That found a valid username like that. So then we'll put that, whoops, in there, and then it should do it on its own from now on. Yay. Okay. Yeah, Tabletop Android is a relatively new streamer like me, and Tabletop Android is doing the Wings, the series of 30 challenge flights like me. We're maybe a few flights ahead of them, but not by many. And he may well catch us and surpass us, given the plodding rate at which I am making my way through. Hey, all right, I guess so. So Soundtrack, that answers that question. I guess when I add a new command in the Slob's desktop bot, that bypasses the. I was expecting it not to. Never mind. None of that matters. Barbecue beef, you getting close? Or are you here somewhere and I haven't seen you because I'm still a long displaced threshold on that. Oh, so this is Biloxi. I wonder how Biloxi looks in the sim. Take a quick look here before we take off on our little joyride. This kind of looks like the way a lot of places are modeled in the sim. There's some great restaurants along here, along with, of course, there's gambling. But yeah, I spent a night in Biloxi once in my extreme youth, back when I was doing theater. I was one of two technicians on a touring show. It was eight performers, 4 men, 4 women, along with a piano and a drummer, a pianist and a drummer. We didn't bring the piano with us. And me and one other technician, and we were on the road for about 16 weeks. I think we hit every retirement community on the, I see barbecue beef over there. I think we hit every retirement community on the eastern seaboard over the course of those 16 weeks. And then we did lots of other bookings that weren't retirement communities. But one of the downtown Biloxi has a beautiful old like WPA style opera house where we did our little show. At any rate, I'm happy to be back in Biloxi for the first time in 20 years, even if it's simulated Biloxi, not real Biloxi. But those clouds were looking mighty nice as the sun was getting lower in the sky. Or should we do morning? No, okay, that's to the south, and the land we're going to be looking at is to our north, so this is probably ideal. We put it somewhere over there. That's probably good for a start, and then it'll be decreasing as we go down. And then, yeah, there's the 3 of us ready to go. All right. Lovely. Let's, Spundot, do you want to start us off? Oh, no, that's right. It helps if we start us off verbally or vocally. So so why don't I just say, let's see, am I ready to go here? I got the feet are on there, and the hand is on there, and the gears are there, and flaps kind of, yeah, I guess I'm ready. So, that thing in South Carolina in a few weeks. Oh, that treetop or tree something. Scruffy was talking about that on his channel the other evening. And no. I'm just not really traveling right now. Although, I mean, that sounds like a blast. Maybe next year. That would be cool. Well, let's go ahead and get started here out of Biloxi and just kind of see how that goes. So, 3, 2, 1, Dauphin. My parking brake's still on. I really prefer to. Hello? Oh, what have I done? I can hear it clicking. Oh, come on. Oh, wait. Do I know I don't have active pause on? That would explain it. Is this not my parking brake working? It is. Okay, what did I do? I've done something. can't be. Oh my God. Feet just resting on the pedals. And it puts the brakes on. I don't know why. So anyway, here we go. Oh. Did we just come from out from behind some trees? We must have. We're at almost 100 knots. It should be lifting us off on our own. Oh, and that sound command didn't play. There's something strange going on, soundtrack. Ay. Let's, where are we? Gear can come up. And, yeah, we're getting a good climb rate, so the flaps can come up too. And then from here, I think, we just want to, oh, there goes. Are you in the Pilates? Oh, no, you're in the Kodiak. Well, still, that would explain why. Let's say we're going to be over the water, so I think we can just go ahead and hold here at around 600 feet or so, yes? And get some idea of what's going on here. If memory serves, that island is a little more to the south. If I hit heading, and then I think we're going to be pointing a little bit to the left of here, but let's see. Let's pull up that VFR map just for a sneak peek and see how we're doing. Oh, yeah, I mean, I guess I could put it on nav mode, but heading wise, that was about where I thought we were going. I'm satisfied with just heading mode and okay, hey, yeah, tabletop. Did you object before when I? Oh, Mr. Tabletop, Android the 4th. I'm sorry. Very good. I almost just went ahead and blurted out something obviously far too familiar for a person in my station in life. But Mr. Tabletop, Android the 4th, thank you so much for coming by, and thank you for your good wishes on a nice flight, and hope to see you again here soon. We're here. I'm here. Soundtrack and I are here. We're here every Tuesday and Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2000 Zulu, and would love it if you could stop by anytime. And I look forward to seeing more of your streams as well. Yeah. So there's that. So what do we got going on out here? Oh, it's looking pretty. And we are definitely leaving the water behind. Mustix came along as well. So we got barbecue beef in the Cirrus, which it's not letting me see. And Mustix, it's showing me Mustix's, I think it's Mustix's 310. Very good. And then Spundot, a little bit of off to the side there. Kodiak seems to be showing up as a Pilatus, yes? Oh, and here I am, down here at 500 feet, and barreling along like I'm on my way to the hospital in an emergency. I didn't get... Well, the sound commands aren't working, so I couldn't really blame Soundtrack for not reminding me that I could be... I'm not going to lean very much, but we could be pulling the power back and slowing down a little bit, because there's certainly no need to be... Whoopsie! Certainly no need to be burning all that kind of fuel for no good reason. Something around 19 and 19-ish. That ought to do. And I'm guessing this might be our island coming up right here. Because I was going like a bat out of hell. Isn't this our little waypoint island where we're going to turn? It is. It's coming right up here. So somewhere right up ahead of us here, there ought to be some kind of fort. Oh, Mustix. Yep, going to have dinner soon. That's completely understandable. I'm going to do the same. Yeah, before long. So, do we want a live pause? I think we're just going to take our autopilot away and just kind of whoopsie woohoo fly around this little island here a bit and see if we can spot the fort ourselves. Huh. I don't see anything down along this end, do you? Burn off a little speed there. That's nice. Oh, wait, is that a fort? That's a fort. Well, okay, maybe we will live pause right about here. I'm going to get it at least relatively level flight and somewhat stable before live pausing, so it's not going to change too much, because then we can go out here. Whoops. Then we can go out here and take a look around. Hey, passenger in command is here. Welcome. We are just south of Biloxi, looking at Fort something or other, which is a POI in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I know you put it in the route, and I can't, soundtrack, I can't for the life of me remember what it was. Port Wisconsin? Port Mississippi? That would make sense. Port something or other. Port not well depicted in low light. Hey, there we go. You can actually see what it looks like inside. Huh. Alright, well, they've got a flag up. That's nice. This is kind of some sort of like little barbecue pit inside. It's too small to be a chapel. A chapel for the, no doubt, resident rodents. That's got to be like a smoker or something, I hope. Williamson. Fort Williamson. I think you're right. Huh. So it's got upper and lower levels. Some battlements of some sort, I guess, up here. I guess, is this where the cannons would have been? I don't know. Yeah, these must all be like cannon mounting sites, one would think. Although why they'd be firing inland toward the beach, I don't know. Some other housing nearby. Looks like a nice place to spend the weekend. Lots of nice beachy water kind of thing going on. Huh. What does the rest of this island look like? Oh, this is that end, right. So, oh, it doesn't look like a lot. And I think where we're going is not too far off down that way. But, was that? Hey, look, it's me. Wow. Hey, I show up really well to me. That's even my livery. Fort Massachusetts. Is it a Fort Massachusetts? Okay, it's Fort Massachusetts then. No, I don't think it's Fort Massachusetts. Now I have to know. That means I have to go over here to the other PC and put in route. It is Fort Massachusetts. Well, okay. Shiver me timbers. I had no idea. Alrighty. Well, I think I've seen the fort. You know, I sometimes get the thing Sim Caesar was having with the drone camera controls. Sometimes, well, no, his was different because never mind. Hey, wait a minute. Was that here a moment ago when we looked at this? I don't remember seeing a cannon down at that end. Do you? I think it was just, no, that was definitely, there was this forward empty circle here and another empty circle here. So that's really weird. Oh, I hit the wrong button. I hit the reset button. Well, it was there? Really? Okay. Well, clearly I am delusional, which means I should be flying an airplane, not looking around outside at things. So, let's do that. Yeah, my speed dropped some while I was on live pause, but it doesn't look like we're going to be too upset when we unlive pause it. Yeah, that was fine. And we got a good 800 feet between us and the water, so I think if we hang a left here and basically follow this island along, there's an island under here somewhere. There it is. Here we go. I don't know that I want to be 1,000 feet up, but Whoa! I look away for a couple seconds. Yeah, 700 is probably good. Maybe see if the autopilot will level us off around there. Hello? Autopilot. Oh, that's because you're not on. You won't level us out anywhere. Now will you level us out? Maybe. And, but now the autopilot's on and still in heading mode, so it's trying to turn us that way when we want to go this way. So many mistakes, so little time. Let's just quickly peep at the map. Hang on. You're supposed to be in heading mode, are you not? Okay, now you are. And we'll let that do its thing while we come back here. Yeah, why am I heading north? I want to be heading east. So let's try that. And we'll let that, we'll see. While we see what that does, we will see what this does. Get ourselves back a little towards something, kind of some pretty time. And now are you gonna... Okay. Leveling out there's a little bit more to the right. Ought to get us generally in the direction we're going. So we can turn that off for now. And now let's, tell you what, let's... Hello? I don't know why you don't... Okay, whatever. There we go. That's better. That island sure looks close for being 600 feet below us. But did the barometric pressure change? No, not really. But at any rate, let's go out here and see what all this... Yeah, so there's the mainland back over there. That's kind of pretty. And, yeah. Thanks for bringing us to the Gulf, Spundot. It's lovely down here. Ah. So next island or two off in the distance there. Oh yeah, and where we're landing, I think, is an island as well, right? Yeah. Cool. Here, just for the moment, let's try those off and that. Yeah, I went up too much. Let's try... Whoops. Ah! Oh, yeah. That's so pretty. Hey, thanks. Bye. Welcome on in. Happy to have you here. Good to see you. We're just doing a little fun flying down on the Gulf of Mexico, going from Biloxi over to that place Spundot told us the name of. She said it was a fun place to land, so we're going to go land there. We checked out a little POI in Microsoft Flight Simulator called Fort Massachusetts, and that was kind of neat. And then we're just doing a little fun Tuesday evening sunset fly along to relax after 2 attempts to do the IFR number 6 flight, each of which resulted in a sim crash. So I'm drowning my sorrows in a nice sunset fun flight. So there we have it. How did your day go? Hope you're going well. Is that the beacon from the airport where we left? Might be. It's an airport. Might be the one we departed from. Wait, 2 white and 1 green? Why does that look like 2 white and 1 green? And is that a thing? something is day's just starting. My mids in the... Ooh, wait, mids. I know what the ER is, but I'm not sure about mids. Is that like a rotation, or like part of the sort of onboarding? Oh, 7P7A. Mid for midnights. 7P7A. Yep. Boy, you know, I'm old enough, I remember when hospitals didn't have 12-hour shifts. Everybody did 8s. And then, pretty sure it was, if I recall correctly, it was Baylor University that came up with the 12-hour idea. And for a long time, they were called Baylor shifts. But now pretty much everybody does. I think most hospitals these days do mostly 12, for nursing, do mostly 12s. With some 8s mixed in, just depending on the type of unit. But 12-hour nights in the ER, woohoo! And so that's, I forget which time zone you're in, but that's got to be coming up before, I guess you would be having your coffee now. Hey, DevLee211, welcome on in. We are always happy to welcome new people. We're just doing a little fun flight. Today's plan was to do a serious IFR flight to try and pass it's like a series of challenge flights, educational challenge flights to learn IFR. Ooh, hey, thank you for following DevLee211. I definitely appreciate the follow. At any rate, we tried that twice, and both times the sim crashed. Ha ha ha. So now we're just kind of doing a little fun flight, a very brief, little fun, relaxing group fly-along flight along the Gulf Coast of Mexico. That's too straight a line to not be an airport right there. Am I right? No, it's a road. It's just a road, not an airport, I guess. But, yeah, we departed Biloxi and took a look at a Microsoft Flight Simulator point of interest called Fort Washington. Hold out, starboard helm, Posh with a capital P-O-S-H, Posh, ba-da-da-da. Hello, Posh, I'm in Quas, welcome on in. Delighted to have you here. Are we crabbing? I don't know, why would we be crabbing? I think I better take a look at the VFR map just to make sure that we haven't gone wildly off course. We probably have. Oh, no, we're doing reasonably well. And is that our destination right there? It is. Oh, okay, good. Well, so that means we still have a little bit of time before we get to our destination. So, yeah, 4 Romeo 9er is where we're going. And is it a big enough airport to have, well, I guess field elevation is going to be, 5 feet. Probably could have figured that out, but 1, 2, and 3, 0. And it's paved. That's nice. And 3,000 feet, piece of cake. So 1, 2, 3, 0 is what I need to remember from that. And are we reasonably on course based on what we've seen so far? Yeah, reasonably. We can let that go for a while. I think it's getting a little dark to really enjoy the view, so maybe just back that up a little bit. Let's watch the sunset again, because it's so pretty down here. Quas, yeah, how you doing? Good to have you here. Welcome. We're just like I just said, just doing a little fun flight due to our bitter disappointment over not completing the Wings IFR flights today. But oh, it's getting pretty behind us there too. Living the dream. All right. I'm pleased to hear it. Ooh, look at those clouds. Looks like cotton candy off in the distance. Wow. Huh. Club class. Posh Spice. Yeah, that probably is. Quas, did you ever remember which spice I was going to be when we put the group back together? It never came back to me. A bitter disappointment. Hey, Sunjammer, welcome on in. Good to see you here. Just we're probably 15 minutes from the end of a little fun group flight down on the Gulf Coast, from Biloxi over to someplace else. Oh no, I turned my nameplates off to do those flybys, and then I forgot to turn them back on. so how rude of me. I'm guessing Carpe Garanti is not part of our group in a DC3 at 4,000 feet, but could be because there's barbecue beef up at 5,000. Lemon Dog is right over here. I thought, there's, no. I thought, when I first came back in, I thought I saw Moostix. Oh, am I that far out ahead of everybody? Am I going really fast again in the Mooney? Is that what I'm doing? Now I don't see anybody else. Where'd y'all go? Oh yeah, he's way over there. Okay, well, sorry if I'm being rude and just tearing around. I am. I'm tearing around like a bat out of hell again. Even at 19 and 19, I still just go like really fast. So save even more fuel by slowing down a little more. I don't remember from the chart what the actual sort of minimum to run these at is, but we'll see. Oh, well, it would help if I was grabbing the two I thought I had hold of. Ha ha ha. It's adjusting something that I thought I wasn't adjusting. So let's see. I don't know about 15 and 15. That's just, for some reason, that sounds dangerous. But 16 and 16? Let's see what happens if we set it there for a bit. You'd think maybe we would nose up and slow down a little bit, but we'll see. Real pilot, PPL, commercial, other respect. Yeah, I got my PPL-SEL, or PPSEL, private pilot single engine land in 2001 and flew recreationally as a member of a flying club for about 5 years. Almost all of that was in Piper Warrior. There were a few times, like when I was out of town, like on a business trip or something of that nature, I rented a 172. So I have, I don't know, maybe 10 or 12 hours in a 172. And I really, honestly don't remember how much time I have in the Warrior. It could be, somewhere in a box in the garage is all the stuff from my IRL flying days, including my logbook. And I'm hoping one day to find it, because I honestly don't remember if it was around 200 hours or it might have been 300 or 400. I'm sure it wasn't more than 500. It was I have a low hundreds number of hours IRL in the Warrior. Oh my gosh, 757 Spy, welcome on in, and thank you for the follow. It's great to see you. I hope you are having a very lovely evening, or it may not even be evening. I hope you're having a lovely late afternoon. 2 hours in a glider. Oh, very, very cool. But yeah, so yes, in answer to sorry, both club classes and Devly 211. Yeah, I really flew a real airplane, a really little four-seater airplane for a few hundred hours back between like 2001 and 2005. And since then I got laid off from the cushy, high-paying job that I had that was providing the disposable income that one pretty much has to have to enjoy a hobby of flying little airplanes. It is not cheap. I mean, it wasn't way back then. It's I can't even imagine now. Oh, look, we're almost there. I think we should probably be trying to spot the airport and attempt a landing. Maybe want just a little bit more light on the subject again. Let's just back it up just a few minutes again to be sure we can find a runway. I think it was off to the right, like over on this island here. And we're looking for 12 and 30. Oh my. Oh, is that it way over there? No. Well, I have no idea where the... Oh, look! Do my eyes deceive me? That looks an awful lot like a runway right there. So, where is that again from here? Just right there. Okay. Well, can we see it from in here yet? That's a good question. Oh, we can. Heavens to Betsy. Let's make sure the mixture's rich and get the prop forward again. We're still going fast. We're not too fast for gear, though, so we can drop our gear down. And so it looks like we're already on a right base for this runway, and we're already below pattern altitude, so let's not be losing any altitude yet. And that gear is slowing us down. That looks good. Boy, that runway sure was a lot easier to spot with a little bit of... just enough darkness to make the runway lights pop, huh? Ooh-wee. Oh, though I couldn't figure out why it was trying to kill us with all that nose-up attitude, and that's because the autopilot was still on. Duh. So there's autopilot away, and we're looking pretty lined up, and we're at about 500 feet, which is still probably a little low we got 3,000 feet, so we don't need to worry about slamming it down right on the numbers. And we're already going pretty slow. It's kind of weird that I don't have any flaps in. Let's do at least one notch. Hello? Okay, yeah, we could be descending now. And let's see what another notch gives us. Usually I'm using the flaps for drag to get us slowed down, and we don't need that today, but they do. Each notch does lower our stall speed, meaning we can be slower at touchdown the more flaps we have. So there's some more power out. Looks like a reasonable descent rate. I don't see Pappies or Vassies, but it's kind of windy here. It's very windy here. Good Lord. Okay. So then, whoa, oh, goodness gracious. Keep that wing into the wind. Wow, that was awful. The wind just kept really kind of like surprising me there every time I thought I had the right amount and right kind of correction in. It proved me wrong. But there we are. Is there some parking down here? I can't really see. Yeah, it looks like this taxiway. Oh, well, gosh, maybe if I had like landing and taxi lights on, those would help. Ha ha ha. Oh, sorry. Boop. And I think I turned the soundtrack here. You are so funny. Yeah, well, so according to the sock, I, was exaggerating what the wind was doing, but I mean, that's a fair little bit of wind there. Oh, let's not slice this inclined American in half here. And, doing the approach and landing. Oh, soundtrack, you probably did the sound command to remind me to use the flight recorder, and then I probably didn't hear it because I think our sound commands are for some reason not working today? Is that what's going on? I am sorry. Oh, there they come again. Let's just put the parking brake on and see what's going on out here. Yeah, okay. Well, you can get those flaps up anyway. Now let's see if, do we have other folks coming into land who we want to see? Oh no, I was spun out. I missed your landing. I'm so sorry. I'm sure it was excellent. We need to back off more to get... Yeah, there's a gamer tag. Barbecue beef, are you still along and coming into land? Let's keep backing the time up here for just a little bit better view of what's going on here at the airport. Barbecue beef, I don't see you. Are you around? Shinobi 11. And again, Carpe Garanti 6. Oh, okay. Well, I completely neglected my recorder duties as well. And Spundot is glad we missed her landing. And I am, Lord knows, glad there's not a recording of whatever that was I just did. Oh my gosh, we've got another new follower, the Followaway. Hi, the Followaway. Welcome on in. Good to have you here. What happens if we look at the two of us from... There's Spundot's gamer tag. Boop. But this turned off. Ooh, soundtrack. The good news, I have a screenshot button on the Stream Deck now. there's some tweaking that needs to be done because let's see what happens if we let's fiddle with this. I feel like I should talk low like Bob Ross. Let's try just a little less daylight here. Let's see what that gives us. Oh yes, don't both planes look prettier with just a little less daylight? All right, that screenshot again. There, that's lovely. Ah, yes. And so not hearing from Barbecue Beef, I think we might just go ahead and wrap up. Peeble, I don't think I've said hi. Welcome to you. And again, the Followaway, welcome on in, and thank you for flying. We were flying the Mooney. Is the plane command not working? We're in the Mooney M20 Ovation. Okay, so I don't know what's going on with the bot. Apparently the bot is on strike. I'll have to, I wonder, I think there might have been some change in the Twitch API and I'd need to go and reauthorize the bot. It could be that. Because it's doing, but I don't know, because it's doing some of its work. It's doing some alerts, but not others, and it's not doing sound commands. It's doing some text commands, but not other text commands. I don't know. I'll freak out about that after you're no longer here with me. So yeah, why don't we wrap, call this a wrap? I got a bunch of people to say thank you to. Again, just a whole raft of new folks who decided to follow today, which is just, that's so exciting. Starting with, no, Sergeant Staff followed, but that was actually before we started the stream. But the Scream stream. It was before we started the Scream stream. But Jamoso or Jamoso 9 or 8 followed, Captain Monbo, Brashnat 18, CC 131, Blackhawk 2000, Devly 211, 757 Spy, and the Followaway. All new followers today. I really, really appreciate those. So I said hi 757 Spy, but I don't know that 757 Spy actually said anything in the chat. I think he didn't. So soundtrack, that'll be something for us to be aware of in the future as well. Scruffy Tam showed me this neat trick to get one of the bots to do auto shout outs, but the bot only knows the person to be shouted out is in the chat if they type something in the chat, and 757 just followed. So he might not have even been watching the stream. You can follow a person from various places in Twitch. But we should shout out 757 Spy, because if you're not already following 757 Spy, you absolutely should be. So that was today's new followers, but there were also a bunch of subscriptions. We started right at the very top of the screen. Sim Caesar rated us with a party of 34, which it was just stupendously generous of him. Siren 25 resubscribed at the beginning of the stream, and then turned around right away and gifted a subscription to Kill Dead Red Ted. And then there were a bunch of other kind of bit cheers and subs. So Scruffy Tam came by to say hi and cheered 41 bits along with Will Zonats. No. My bad. Because I don't think Scruffy is in on the 41-bit joke meme thing, but Soundtrack 78 cheered 41 bits, followed by a 41-bit cheer from Will Zonats, and then Spundot with 100 bits. Definitely appreciate all of those. Soundtrack gifted a sub to Scruffy Tam, so those were all just very delightful. Oh yes, Soundtrack. We may need a command that's like a reminder that to check and make sure my head is screwed on, because I don't know sometimes what's going on with me. Yes, let me turn back around here to the other computer and so I closed the browser that caused the sim to crash twice before. Hopefully it's not going to cause it to crash again. But let me get that over here and into Stream Elements and get the giveaway screen up. So I don't have a fancy custom programmed bot like some streamers do if they're doing their giveaways. So at the moment I am hey Mundos, hello, welcome on in, get yourself a ticket to the giveaway, ! Ticket. If you have not already gotten a ticket for the giveaway, type ! Ticket in order to get yourself a ticket, because we're going to do the drawing in just a moment here. And what we're giving away is a free subscription to the Peter Mooney channel. And if you are a winner and you're already a sub, then you can then I will give you a subscription to any channel on Twitch that offers subscriptions. You don't have to be present to win. And other than coughing, I think that's all I have to say about that. Right, so I was just starting to say I don't have a fancy bot that lets me do multiple rounds or lets me transparently show you everything that's going on within the inner workings of the giveaway, but it does give me this Stream Elements giveaway window here, on which at least you can say, hey, Noah Pierce, the giveaway is for one free subscription to the Peter Mooney channel, or if you win and you're already a subscriber to the Peter Mooney channel, then it's one free subscription to any channel on Twitch that offers subscriptions. And so as you can see here on the screen, giveaway's been running since we started streaming 3.5 hours ago. 24 people have entered, and many of them have gotten multiple tickets, so there are your chances of winning are 1 in 77. Well, if you've gotten one ticket, your chance is 1 in 77. If you've gotten 3 tickets, your chance is 3 in 77. So yeah, we are gonna end the giveaway. Yes, so it's you can have up to a total of 5 tickets. So if you only got the 1 ticket, then you can type ticket and then space, ! Ticket, space, and then the number of tickets that will bring you up to a total of 5. I think I'm going to simplify that and just make it 1 ticket per person from now on, because I think that would be a lot simpler. So today we simplified it by getting rid of the cooldown on multiple entries, because that was totally unfair and made it more complex. And I think that if we just make it 1 ticket per person until we figure out something that can be simple to use but offer the other things, we'll do that. So Astro Singularity, hi, welcome on in. Great to see you. Kithrick, my togaed brother, welcome. Happy to have you here. Glad to see you. You did enter the, did Kithrick, did you enter the giveaway? I can look at this list over here and see, can I not? Who entered the, isn't this scrollable? This should be soundtrack. You helped me with this yesterday. Why is this list not being scrollable? I mean, I know this is scrollable. Maybe it's not till after I close the giveaway that I can scroll over here. I don't know. So at any rate, I am going to close the giveaway very shortly. So if you have not gotten your up to 5 tickets, do so now, or forever hold your peace, or hold your peace until next Thursday when we have another stream and we do another giveaway. So okay, so I am going to click this close giveaway button here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, the giveaway is closed. So I don't get why this is not. This only says recent entries. Okay, well, I thought that it was going to it gave us the whole list of entries, but maybe it does that after we do draw a winner. Okay, so, again, I wish I had the bells and whistles where I can use, use like Google random number generators, but Stream Elements promises me that this, what's going on there in the, it's just that van moving around, so, okay, well, that's fine. And it is getting dark here, on this pretty little island that Spundot brought us to. Oh, stars coming out while this... Oh, look at that sky. Oh, I love Microsoft Flight Simulator. Okay, I'm just teasing now, delaying. It's delayed gratification, ladies and gentlemen. So, with a soundboard that doesn't have a drum roll on it yet, I'm just going to click draw a winner here, and it's going to tell us who gets the free sub. And again, if you're a winner, you get a sub to the Peter Mooney channel. If you're a winner and you're already a sub to this channel, then I'll give you a subscription to any channel on Twitch that offers subscriptions. So draw a winner. Bada bing. There we go. And our winner is Noah Pierce 13. Slipped in right under the end, under the wire there at the end of the stream, and snatched that ticket out of the hands of people who have been here slaving away for 3.5 hours hoping their ticket would come through. Congratulations, sir. I kid because I love, and everybody else loves as well. That's what that means. I need to come over here and click on that. And then is Noah right here in the chat, or are they over here on the... No, they haven't appeared on that. So, oh, wait, yes, they have. There's Noah Pierce 13, and not a subscriber. So, whoa. No, I did not mean to click on report Noah Pierce 13. I meant to click on gift subscription to Noah Pierce 13. And there it is. That should, I would think, pop up in the chat in just a moment or two. Is that happening? It is! Hey, there is Noah Pierce 13. Congratulations. Thank you for being the latest subscriber to the Peter Mooney channel. Yay! Alrighty. Well, it is 20 past 6 my time, which means about 40 minutes until my favorite flight sim streamer, SimSteezer, cranks up T-Tail Tuesday on his channel, and I am definitely going to be there, and highly recommend you join me, because there's no business like show business, and SimSteezer is not only an excellent pilot, both a real-life private pilot and an excellent simulator pilot, he is also a consummate showman and puts on a captivating, entertaining, hilarious, romping good time. The SimSteezer stream is the best time you can have sitting down. I'll put that up on the marquee. I'll put that up on the marquee. So, thanks again for being here today. Sorry we were not able to pursue those either of the IFR flights for the Wings program, but as God is my witness, I will never have a crash to desktop again. We will be back on Thursday, 2 days hence. Thursday, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern, 2000 Zulu, and at that time we will definitely attempt, and I predict pass, the BVA Wings program, IFR number 6, and we may even get to do the IFR number 7 as well if we can go about things in a reasonable time. So I guess I can kind of stop by there. I think the only person I have not thanked sufficiently and can never thank sufficiently is Soundtrack 78. Just the most awesome moderator who ever moderated a chat. Could not possibly do it without you. Love getting to spend time with you, both what we do here and what we do. Soundtrack works tirelessly behind the scenes as well to make this channel as good as it possibly can be. And the only reason it's not better is because of me, not because of him not pushing me. So there's that. So thank you, Soundtrack, and look forward to seeing you again here on Thursday. And I'm going to give us, you know what, we never get to hear much of Louis Armstrong, so I'm going to go and put him on while I find somebody to raid. Whoever we decide to raid, do stick around for the raid and give that person some love by throwing some emotes in their chat. And then, again, we'll catch you all later. Thanks again for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.